Pierce having knee issues. But you know what, Clark? Even youngsters on their team got banged up. Big baby Glenn Davis, he had a thumb injury, a broken thumb. He had an ankle injury. I mean, health is such a big issue for young and old.
Yeah, that's just part of the game, Kevin. You hope that you're fortunate as a team not to have crippling injuries to key players. And Rondo's hamstring, I think a part of it is just playing in a tough division. And another part is certainly age. That's a factor. But you can't say that for guys like Rondo and even Big Baby Davis.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Carl Landry and Samuel Delamere up front. Udrich out there with Tyreek Evans and Caspi. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
Kevin, he said at their own end of the court, it's interior defense that coach thinks will be their biggest asset. With the shot blockers they have, no easy baskets is their mantra today. They want to send a few back at him, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. So defense is the key early on.
You know, it's not surprising, Kevin, when you think about the great team. So much of their game planning really starts at the defensive end of the floor.
Clark, you mentioned health last year for the Celtics. Health has to be a concern for them again this year, too.
Without question. It's a matter of the coaching staff and the players massaging their minutes, taking care of their bodies, and doing the things necessary to be ready come postseason time.
Allen against Evans. Evans can't get that one to fall. A chance to see last season's Rookie of the Year here right now, and Tyreek Evans out of Memphis, the 4th overall pick in the 2009 draft.
Boy, he had a terrific year, Kevin, and with Blake Griffin out, Evans was the next player who you said, this guy is physically ready to play in the NBA. 6'6", 220. He's got a big boy body, no doubt.
Here's Landry, following the score by Kevin Garnett.
You know, you can't stop him every time, so accept the fact that sometimes you end up giving up close looks like that one.
Rondo kicks to Perkins. Baseline jumper. And Garnett gets it to go on the assist by Perkins. Garnett's got his second basket of the game. Clark, when you take a look at Tyreek Evans, what stands out as his best attributes?
I like his physical size and strength, Kevin, and he's an amazingly deceptive ball handler for his size. I mean, he's got a nice, tight handle, and his ability to get to the rim and finish is as good as anybody in the league.
Shots good by Garnett.
So far, I don't think you can ask for a better start to the game for them. 4 for 4 thus far.
Here is Caspi. It's Evans on the wing. Backing down is Landry. And he puts it down with authority. Spike slam Cam for another angle.
He is so tenacious on the boards. How many times have we seen putbacks like that from him?
He can clear out the paint like very few others can.
You know what you might call him, Kevin? A rebounding virtuoso.
I like that. That's right. And here are the Kings now after the miss from Kevin Garnett. Udrich for 3. Rebound by Ray Allen. Now Perkins. Allen passes to Garnett. Shoots from 12. Again, Garnett missing.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Well, Clark, how about their draft haul for this Sacramento team last season? Tyreek Evans, Caspi, all in the first round.
Boy, that's scoring on your draft picks there, Kevin. When you can get a Rookie of the Year and Tyreek Evans and Omri Caspi, who actually showed that he's going to be a terrific player going forward in the league.
First free throw is good. Looking at the Kings and how they did last season, they landed Carl Landry last season in that Kevin Martin trade. Clark, what do you think of that trade now that the Kings made then?
I think it made a lot of sense. I mean, their front court needed some help, and you know Carl Landry is a highly productive front court player.
He is.
Their backcourt was jammed, so they needed to free up some space for Tyreek Evans to take full control of that. So I think the trade gave them some financial flexibility as well, Kevin. I mean, that's a win-win across the board.
Both teams will make substitutions. Thompson, and once again off the mark by Sacramento. Lets it go from the wing. Again, Allen missing. Well, Clark, talk about the Carl Landry trade, what he brings the Sacramento team.
Well, I love his production. He's a guy that doesn't need a lot of time to give you a lot of production. I mean, he can cram good minutes with a lot of good numbers, and he's a legitimate post player as well.
And he's got a winning background.
Yeah, that's something you don't ever want to overlook.
O'Neal against Thompson. Takes it up. O'Neal misses. The Kings trailing. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Evans missing. Tipped. Here's Thompson. Scooped up. And Cousins with the dunk.
That's a fantastic effort, Kevin. I mean, really, offensive rebounds are so important to helping your team win.
Clark, just look at how he used his strength to
Love it.
Some great action here as the first quarter concludes. Celtics out in front. They lead by 1.
They're playing lockdown D, Kevin. As a coach, you can't ask for anything more.
More great action when we return. A closely contested game here at the start of the second quarter. Here is Robinson. So with Rondo on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Here's out there Glenn Davis. Then it's Nate Robinson. Then there's Jermaine O'Neal and Wayford. Paul Pierce, the 10th pick in the 1998 draft, and what a great selection, Clark, for the Boston Celtics.
You know, Kevin, from day one it appeared as though Paul Pierce played as if he had something to prove, and he's proven that he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the great players in Boston Celtics history.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, Rajon Rondo hinted back in February of last season that there was turmoil in the Celtics locker room. He said every guy had to look in the mirror and had to hold themselves accountable. We've got to be a team with no agendas. In the locker room, you could feel it. You don't feel like it's the same continuity and camaraderie in the locker room as it was the first year. We've got to find a way to get that back. Guys, going into the playoffs, they seem to pull themselves together. We'll see if that continues into this season.
Thank you, Doris. And young Rajon Rondo is spoken.
Kevin, I like what he's doing. I mean, you're the point guard. You're the future of this franchise. He didn't call out anybody specifically. He's just saying we lost something. And now we've got to find a way to get it back.
Clark, you know, the success the team has had more recently, that really helped solidify Pierce's place among the Celtics greats, don't you think?
Yeah, it always helps. I mean, his individual numbers were very impressive, but until the team started to succeed, I don't think people were appreciating how good Paul Pierce was, particularly at both ends of the floor. I mean, he gets it done at both ends now, Kevin. The Celtics team came away with 17 wins against the West last year. Solid numbers against a really tough conference.
That's good.
He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in it.
So both teams choosing it up here.
Now on your Celtics Dancers. All right. Let's keep it going with your Celtics Dancers.
Here's Udrich. Just over 3 minutes left in the second. Cousins with it. Deflects the pass.
Great reflexes. He pounced on that one.
That record Clark Boston had against the West, you mentioned those numbers were actually down 4 from a year ago for the Celtics.
Yeah, but across the board, they had a bit of a down year overall. It's hard to stay around 60-plus wins like they did, so you can't really blame them for that.
Here's Green, and the rejection by Perkins. Boston trailing, and Boston turns it over.
That was an ugly possession. They were out of sync completely, and the ball just sailed out of bounds.
Here's Garcia. Here's Udrich. The dump off. Garcia sets a pick. Landry kicks to Udrich. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. The Celtics on offense, trailing by 2. Allen for 3. The shot is off. And the Kings the other way. Down low. Here's Green. John came off the nice assist that time.
Look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that one. That's that's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he was throwing salt in the wound, though.
Again, Allen missing. Ray Allen, even at his age, is still a sight to behold when he takes that jump shot.
Yeah, he really is. He's got one of the sweetest jump shots we've ever seen in the history of the game. As pretty a shot as we'll see. And not just because it looks good, it goes in, too.
Garnett against Landry. Great anticipation. Kings leading now by 6. Here's Udrih. The shot, no good. And the Celtics go with it the other way. So with Ray Allen Clark, you see him being that way for the next few years, a specialist?
You know, he's a better all-around player than people have given him credit for. I mean, his shooting is so superb and so special that that's what draws the most attention. But he's a good all-around basketball player.
He stretches those defenses, though, with that shot.
Yeah, he does.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, for a long time, everybody talked about a, quote, big three in Boston. But Rajon Rondo has become every bit as important to this team's success. Kevin Garnett said he's very fast and very aggressive, adding he controls the whole game. That's what you want your point guard to do. Make the right decision at the right time. He does all of that. Sounds like this young guy has earned the respect of the older veterans on the Celtics, guys.
He's really coming into his own. Thanks, Doris.
And there he goes. He didn't get a 3 in the first, but starting to look for it here.
Cousins with it. Covered by Perkins. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. Kendrick Perkins. That one on Perkins.
Good foul. You can't let him get that easy dunk, especially since he struggled at the line.
So both teams making some changes here. 2 shots. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Rondo. 26 seconds left in the half. For 3, Pierce. And again, Boston with the triple.
They're actually looking for a quick fix from the three-point line here. They're a little more hesitant to pull the trigger from three-point line in the first quarter, but they're letting it fly now.
Evans dishes to Landry. And once again off the mark by Sacramento.
Well, Kevin, they've been fighting it out for the rebounds here, so far it's an even match in that area.
And so we wrap up the first half.